It's come to a point that I'm getting really tired of you fucking fools out there who are ignorant and who are disrespectful to the most high source creator of your lives. Been watching a whole lot lately, right? Been taking it all in, been going, dealing with a few things, right? Day to day, right? Learning from the Lord, learning from the heavens, honor family. Learning and realizing how foolish you really are, how truly foolish you really fucking are, right? In many, many ways, folks. We're going to talk about a few things tonight. We're going to get into some really deep stuff. I'm going to issue a few things. And we'll get to that later on in the video. But right now, I want to start this video off by addressing, the foolishness that I'm seeing in these men who are prideful, who are ignorant, right? Who are atheistic in many cases, who don't humble themselves to the most high source creator of their lives, right? You guys get caught up in your politics, right? And you've been doing this since we can remember, since we can look back in recorded history. We've seen you guys fight over different things, just like politics, right? Your social politics, your religious politics, right? And I've been shown so many things, and I'll start off because I told you guys a while back when we talked. And at this point, my patience has grown very thin. And, I'm going to just tell you how I feel. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it, because this is wrath time. And sometimes people have to be made examples, and certain things have to happen, because when you're a fucking fool, sometimes you have to get your fucking teeth knocked out before you realize, right, that a punch has been thrown, right? Right? You guys are not spiritual, so you're looking at physical things, and you fear them on a physical carnal level, right? On some basic level, but you don't understand why they're happening, and you haven't adjusted yourselves to what's happening or for what's happening, right? No, you haven't. Listening to you out there. So I'm gonna start off by giving you guys some education, because I keep telling you guys, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I told you, if you were, and I was talking to the Lord about this last night, that these men out here in the world, right, whom give praise to the Most High, whom are devout in their doctrines, or various doctrines around the world or whatever, who recognize the Most High is the source creator of the universe, right? And a lot of these men devoutly follow their doctrines to the letter, and that's fine. That's fine. What I told you guys was to stop focusing at this point on what someone else is doing, because you're being covetous. You have no idea that the levels of how this goes. You have no idea, and that's what I'm trying to educate you on. So you spend all of your days in war camps throwing barbs at each other about what someone else isn't doing, versus just trying to tell the people, y'all need to be looking for God. Y'all need to be trying to search for God. Instead of telling people this, is which I've told you guys, right? Not concerned with your doctrines, not really concerned if you believe me or not, because see, that's what I'm talking about being impatient, right? And losing patience, right? At this point, it's time to be proactive about many, many things. And you guys are witnessing things as we speak. And we'll get to that in a minute. But I want to talk about all of these fucking fools, because, it really, let me calm myself down, because I do not appreciate disrespect to the heavens on any level. You're making this personal, right? And if I'm bestowed any privilege to issue anything or do anything, I told you guys I'm going to do it regardless of what you fucking think, right? Because I'm weary of your bullshit. I don't care who you are, right? I told you to stay and focus on your doctrines, and clamor for your own salvation. What the fuck does that mean? For your own personal salvation. That means that the Lord is holding your soul, right? I know him personally, folks. I know him personally. I know the heavens personally. This is an important thing or fact that you guys should take note of, and we're going to get into that, right? I gotta work this out a little bit. Gotta cool myself down because I heard some really disrespectful things be said about the Most High Source Creator, Vishnu, whom is Shiva, whom is Brahma, whom I know personally. Now, many of you prophets out there in various who study various doctrines, I'm not gonna play the politics game like you guys do, because I'm above that foolishness. I'm just gonna let you know how it is, right? You guys sit in your different doctrinal groups and you throw jabs and barbs at each other, and you worry about how each other's shoelaces are tied, and you worry about all these trivial things that are not important in the end, folks, right? And so, you think you know the truth, and then if I go to the other side of the globe, I could find some devout man or woman who pray to the Lord, the Most High Source Creator, every day, and they think that they have the truth, right? So there's a lot of people around this world, society, who think they have the truth. As a matter of fact, all of you different groups think you have the truth. And that's why you guys are in conflict, because you're right and you say you're right and all this bullshit. When I'm gonna be the great equalizer with this. See, I try to tell you guys that, I gave you some points in a couple of videos back, and I told you if you spoke on chariots, you're absolutely right. Now, how can I verify that for you guys? Because I know the chariots, right? Know them personally, folks. Can prove anything I'm saying to you, right? Now, a lot of you guys in your groups, you revere certain days for certain reasons on occasions, right? In your doctrines, right? Like your new moon days and certain things like that. When I happen to know the moon, right? The beautiful moon goddess whom is sitting here as I presently speak. But more importantly, she is Shiva, folks. He is her, folks. You understand? She is an extension of him, and he is Vishnu, folks. Know him personally, folks. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, everybody, I was looking online and shit, and we're gonna get to some good stuff. I was looking online and, just casually looking online, and I saw all of these different spiritual channels, and everybody had some about the new moon, and they had little pictures of the moon and stuff, right? But see, when I see that picture, because I have a personal relationship with the moon goddess, and because I have a personal relationship with the Most High Source Creator of the universe, then that very picture, the very things that you guys are circulating on social media, when you just see some heavenly body that you want to put up to represent a day you're revering, or you're celebrating, which is fine, but I'm trying to make a point to you on a certain level. You are talking about Shiva when you talk about the moon, but you guys speak on these things in your doctrines. You also mention the great sun all the time in your doctrines. Biblically, various other doctrines around the globe, right? You mention the sun, right? And you understand all of these things, but then somehow you discount the great sun for who he is, and you discount the beautiful moon goddess for who she is, right? You see what I'm saying? But see, in a time of wrath, because you haven't paid them, right? Then something's going to happen. There's going to be a consequence for you running your fucking mouths, and that's why I kept trying to warn y'all. But see, I'm talking to fools, right? So let's make that point, and that's a factual thing. You guys celebrate on new moon days, but I happen to know the moon. The very moon that you had in your photos all over social media, all of you motherfuckers, I know her personally. And that very photo, if I send it back to you, or I show you that very photo, I could show you who she is. But more importantly, I could show you Shiva, right? Whom is Vishnu, whom is Brahma, who is the Most High Source Creator of the universe. He is, folks. They are his aspects, folks, right? Know him personally. I say this, and don't care if you believe me or not, but I say this because I know you're fools, and it pisses me off, right? And I'm going to try to calm down a little bit, because I do not appreciate or tolerate disrespect to the heavens. More importantly, the Most High Source Creator, and I was talking to him last night, so I'm going to be issuing a few things before this video is over, right? You can take it for a joke if you want, right? Bear witness, motherfuckers. Y'all know I like to say that. I love it. Couldn't wait to issue some things. Couldn't wait, right? Back, right? So all of this time I've been taking in all of this bullshit from these various people, and I spoke kindly about them, or to the Lord. I told them that I appreciate the fact that they're devout in their praise and through their doctrines, and that's all they have, but they don't have a personal relationship with him like I do. And I was telling him that, right? I mentioned the fact that they speak on the moon days, but Lord, they don't know you, Lord, like I know you, right? They mention the sun, and I've quoted different biblical scriptures and stuff where I've given you, you know, I've told you things about what's stated in the Bible. You guys know yourselves, right? About the great son, right? And I know him personally, folks. And he's doing the duty, folks. You understand what I'm saying to you? The heavens are doing the duty. But you guys know that, don't you? Because you talk about it in your doctrines. I hear you. I'm listening to you guys. So you know that they're chariots, right? Because you see them, but you don't know them personally because they don't come to you personally, folks. You don't know who pilots the chariots, but you're running your fucking mouth, right? You don't know the moon, but you're running your fucking mouth and saying all of this atheistic shit because it's disrespectful, right? The moon is Shiva, folks. He is the moon, folks, right? He is Vishnu, folks. Vishnu is the sun, moon, and the earth, folks. I know them personally, folks. They're family, folks, right? You see what I'm saying? So when I listen to you come out of your mouths and say something, because what did they say? This person was talking about the Lord, and he said something, and I'm not going to, you're not important enough to me at this point because I'm going to do some things. But I just want to make, light of what you said, and you know who I am. So when you hear this, you'll know I'm talking about you. And I'm not even going to say your name or your channel or any of that shit. But you made some kind of comment about the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, like the Columbus ships, and you were clowning Shiva's name in that same sentence, right? Who is the moon? And then in the same breath talk about moon days. Got it posted about the celebratory of the moon days when Shiva is the moon, and I know him personally, folks. Do you know how he looks, folks? Do you know what Shiva looks like? Do you know how he looks? Do you know what Vishnu looks like? Do you know what Brahma looks like? I know Vishnu personally, folks. They are aspects of him, folks. He is them. They are him. Do you not understand? He is the sun. He is the moon and the earth, and he is them. You understand? He is the heavens. All of the stars that you guys know about, right? You got your book of Enoch. You got all your little doctrinal books where you know that the heavens are doing duty, but I know the heavens personally because they're family, right? So how do you separate him from the heavens, folks? How do you figure if they bow at the feet of Vishnu, if they bow at his feet, how do you figure that you're going to clown his name by saying something about the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, whatever the fuck those ships were in the Columbus fleet, right? And making a complete mockery and fool out of yourself because I'm looking at you speak, and as you're speaking, the Lord is manifesting on your lips because he is you. He's holding your life, right? So I'm sitting there laughing because the Lord has a sense of humor. And for me, just for me personally, he's showing me as you come out of your mouth and mock him with the very breath in your body is him. And he's showing me that. I could prove that to you. You look like a damn fool if I knew you personally and I showed you. You would be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Because you would not know what you were saying. You wouldn't even realize how deep this goes. Right? But you were coming out of your mouth and you were clowning. I told you don't ever do that again. But you know what? I spared you on that one because I pleaded with the Lord and I told him, I made my case about it, right? He already knows. But I told him that he needs to give you a warning, or I asked him rather, because I don't tell him anything, but I asked him if he could give you a stern warning, right? So you'll know what that warning is because you misspoke, right? You misspoke. You use those lips to misspeak, right? So as you're dealing with something right now with those very lips that you misspoke, right? You'll get better later on. But just for you to understand something about coming out of your mouth, this will be your last time. And this person, you'll know who I'm talking to. Because when you see this video, you can say what you want. You can talk. See, I told you guys, you're fucking ignorant, period. You speak on the Lord and you don't know him and you don't know anything. You're just knowing what you were taught. You're some doctrines. There are many things, folks, that you don't understand about this universe. I know the universe. You see what I'm saying? All of the heavens, I know all of the heavens, folks. Honestly, I do, right? So I happen to know that all of you got things wrong. There are things you have right, right? But there are many things that you have wrong, and those things are really important, especially at this day and age. Because see, we're not going to tolerate this going forward, right? And when a new day comes, I promise you, if you have that in your heart and your lips are still speaking that bullshit, you won't see the new day, right? Right? You'll watch everything crumble around you and you'll go along with that shit. You understand what I'm saying? I promise you. Promise you. So I want to start off, and I'm not making this personal to that person, but don't ever in your life, ever again, ever, let me look at social media and ever see you speak against the heavens ever again. I promise you. I promise you. Right? See, we're going to have a challenge today. You think that you know more than me. You think that you are closer to the power. You think that you have the power, right? You think that you're connected to the true power. And I'm telling you I am. So let's go. Let's go, motherfucker. Right? After you get over dealing with what you're dealing with as far as your lips, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Right? I don't know how long it's going to be, by the way, but it's going to be long enough for it to burn in your head. And the more you come out of your mouth, the worse it's going to get. So I'm just going to give you that disclaimer before you start running your mouth again. So if you see this video, you know I'm talking about you, right? Right? Don't ever again in your life, before I get into other stuff, I'm just going to address you on that level. Personally, don't ever again in your life, because see, the heavens make your air and the ground you fucking stand on, right? They hold the ground you stand on, the air you breathe, and they fear the Most High Source Creator, Vishnu, whom is Shiva, whom is Brahma. Know him personally, folks. See, I'm trying to explain something to you. Your doctrines don't go back to day one. Day one is one. Imagine a calendar and imagine all the days on the calendar and all of the times that have existed in this world. And imagine day one. Day one when there was no surface. Day one when there was a surface and man first walked that surface with his footing. Day one, that kind of day one, right? Day two, day three, day four, and all of this stuff like that. We're going back to that level, right? I told you guys about the other worlds that are all around us whom I know. I told you guys about the chariots whom I know personally. See, you're waiting to be rescued and salvation by a chariot when you're coming out of your mouth and blaspheming who the chariot serve. You're not going into the new day. I promise you with that bullshit, because ignorance is not an excuse. Especially when I give you motherfuckers examples. That was the point of the muscle, right? And showing you something. But see, everything you get now is part of the wrath. You come out of your mouth, you'll get your fucking teeth knocked out, point blank, right? Now, getting on to the good part, right? This week is going to be one of those weeks, right, where you guys are going to be really stressed this week, right? And I happen to know the day of the week where it's all going to stop for you. Well, it's going to subside a little bit. It's going to slow down. It's not going to stop, but it's going to be a little bit more mild than what it's going to get, and it's going to ramp up by the day, right? And it started yesterday because I was having a talk with the Lord. You know Shiva, you know Brahma, you know Vishnu, right? His aspects. See, you don't know him personally. You don't know the sun or the moon, so you don't understand his signs. You don't understand his aspects. You don't understand any of this shit. This is stuff I can actually prove to you in real time, right? In your third dimensional bullshit time, I can prove it to you, right? Everything that you're saying, you're holding on to faith. And just because some of you have faith in what you're doing and you're thinking you're doing the right things, because see, even somewhere in your doctrines, it was said that even the elective men will be misled, right? And you thought it was talking about other men concerning you. You thought that you were the guys in the know and that other men would be fooled. When I'm happen to be looking at all you motherfuckers, you, the other motherfuckers, everybody around the world, and I know all of you motherfuckers are fooled. See, that's the great equalizer. The great equalizer is knowing the muscle. That's the equalizer, folks. That's the ground you stand on, folks. That's the sunlight, folks. You understand what I'm saying to you, right? Don't come out of your mouths in this time because you will be done away with. I'm telling you. Now, before you say that's not going to happen, motherfucker, cut your TV on. Look around the globe. Every day, everywhere, right? You see all the stuff that's happening. You see all the volcanoes, right? Right? See, at this point in the game, some of the things that you guys get when these issuances are, you're not going to know about it because, see, I have a personal relationship with the Lord and I talk to him about these things. So I know and can verify for myself that he is supporting these things, folks. It is his hand, folks. It is his will, folks. Don't matter what the fuck you think. While you're dealing with a snowstorm, while you're dealing with a grid outage, right? While you're dealing with a motherfucking tornado or a volcano that just kicked up overnight, right? You think I don't know when that started, folks? See, I'm trying to explain something to you. It's going to be a grueling fucking week for you guys, right? Right? And you still got about 6 more days to go, man. You see what I'm saying? 5 or 6 or something like that. Now, I happen to know the day that it's going to subside, but I'm not going to tell you guys. Because, see, you don't believe anyway. You're just going to bear witness. Now, I told y'all this. Timestamp it, motherfuckers. Right? Because I want to get into some specific issuances today. Right? I don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm upset. I heard disrespect to the Lord. And I know it's time to do something about that. At this point, that's not going to be tolerated. You can think you know what you want, but when the heavens pull up on your ass, let's see what you talk then, right? The very heavens that you read about in your doctrines and you preach on all your different channels, right? And then in the same breath, do not realize that who they bow and serve and why they do it, why they give your punk asses air. So when the ground gets ripped up where you are, you'll just be swept up in it. Right? No one is considering you. You're a fucking fool. The Lord knows it all. Right? He's in control. You know that, but you know that. All of y'all know that, right? Right? So yeah, the best of us know that we're in pain and we want to see this shit come to an end. What is this shit? The world that you live in. The humdrum bullshit that you live in. Right? All of this pain done by the demoniacs, because you guys don't even know that they're the true enemies, right? You're giving them praise, right? You're following their lead versus seeking the Most High. I heard one of the weather reporters say that he was going to pray for folks in the towns that were getting destroyed, and he was talking about all of the shit that just came out of nowhere, right? Overnight, just storms that won't stop, that keep coming back. Didn't I tell y'all that? See, I know the storms, folks. Know them personally. You know the 4 winds y'all read about in the Bible? The 4 winds that y'all preach in y'all's doctrines? I know them personally, folks. I know them personally, folks. You don't know them personally, do you? But you're watching them rip through towns and you're watching the great wind rip shit up, aren't you? Can't do anything about it, right? Right? Could be your town. Didn't I tell you that? Right? So let me make this clear for you on these airwaves. And I don't give a fuck if 5 people see this video or 500 people see it. They could care less. And if you don't see it, that's just shit on you, right? If anyone publicly comes out of their mouth ever again and speaks against the Most High Source of Creator of the universe, Vishnu, if anyone speaks against his aspects, whom is him, folks, right? Because he is the sun, moon, and earth. So you can't speak on the sun, moon, and the earth in your doctrines biblically and not recognize that he is them. Shiva is the moon, right? Vishnu is the sun, moon, and earth. He is Brahma. Folks, you're lost, right? You're so prejudiced and foolish in your hearts in different ways that you're fucking ignorant, and you want to believe in certain ways. You want to believe what you want to believe, and that's fair. Believe what the fuck you want to believe, right? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. How about that? That's an even trade, right? You talk shit, you get what's coming to you. You get your teeth knocked out, right? Right? And you're lucky it's just your lips, man. You're lucky it's just that. But that's gonna set you straight about coming out your mouth. And I'm declaring it on the public airwaves. So when you see me saying that this is happening to you and you're sitting in your home trying to deal with some shit that's going on with you, right?